Again, it's my travel studio. We're renting a place in northern Austria at the moment, and when I'm traveling, I can't take all the supplies that I would have at home, so sometimes I have to improvise. So this is one of the ways I improvise. It's difficult to take the alcohol that I use for alcohol washes on the plane, and I can use water, but another really easy thing to use is just baby wipes. So I carry a stock of multimedia boards, just white ones. They're smooth on one side, gritty on the other. You can get them in white and black. I get them from Jerry's Artarama, but I'm sure you can get them other places as well. They're a great 8x10 size, and I can do pastels on them and acrylics, so they're very handy. But they're white, and I don't usually paint on white, so I'd like to do an underpainting. So what I can do is just do it a similar way that I would with the alcohol wash. I put the pastel on, and then I wipe it down with the baby wipes. So we're going to do a painting now. This is going to be my demonstration for you for this month. We're going to do a painting with the baby wipe underpainting, and they're great for all sorts of things when I'm painting. I use them for cleaning up my hands, cleaning up tables when I'm in other people's places, cleaning up the car when I get pastel dust in the car, and then again for the washes when I can't travel with the alcohol wash in my luggage. So it's good to have something that you can use for a whole lot of different purposes when you're traveling and you're trying to keep your art supplies low in weight and in size. So let's get on with the painting. I'll talk you now through what I'm going to paint, and I'll show you how to do this underpainting. Today my inspiration for the painting are really these clouds. They were just billowing all up in the sky with that tiny little red house there, and I like the contrast between the size of the clouds and the house, because the house being there really accentuates the sides of the clouds and gives it real perspective. I didn't really like the foreground that much, so I'm going to combine it with another photo that I took the same night but looking in the opposite direction, and that's parts of this painting, a photo. And what I like about this are the layers and the rolling paddocks, so that you get this rolling effect coming through there, which is really good for leading you into the painting. So I intend to use this part of it, but combine it with this part here. I have to remember to keep the horizon line. Let's just go into here so I can show you what I mean. Let's grab a colour. So I want to keep the horizon line. Oops. Thank you. I want to keep the horizon line low, but I'll probably put it up a little bit higher there. Then I'll put my little house there. So I've still got lots of clouds, and then I'm going to make a couple of, that's one, and then I'll have the ones rolling down this way, another lot rolling in that way, and then finally another lot rolling that way. So what I'll get is this lead into the house, in, and then all the billowing clouds. And that's my plan. That's my plan for how I'm going to combine those two photos. Now I have something else too that I'm going to do, so let's just save that. What I'm going to do is go through to the other photo that I had. Now it's all just a bit too green. I want it to be a little bit warmer, and what I've been admiring around here a whole lot of barley or rye fields, and I don't have those. Any photos of them because they're always out the car when I can't actually get at them. So what I'm going to do is use the barley sort of colour, and I'm going to make, it'll be a bit warmer than this. I'm going to change some of the colours of the fields. I may even get adventurous and add another colour in, which would be maybe a couple of patches of canola back here, because the canola fields have been in bloom as well. So I'll keep some green, but I'll add in some other colours as well, just to help bring a bit of life and excitement to it. This is a pretty boring colour there, but and it won't be that colour. Maybe more like that. Anyway, it'll be a combination of those colours. There's rye, there's barley, there's wheat. So I'll use some of those wheaty barley cereal colours in some of the planes to help that. And I'll have a little bit of experiment with that. So let's get on now to the next stage.
So just a reminder, we're going to do an underpainting using just pastels and the baby wipes. You've probably seen other artists do this, but it's a great way of getting an underpainting. I don't use it much at home, but when I'm travelling, it's fantastic. This is a little sketch I've done to combine the ideas I had of those two photos that I showed you, but I've made the mistake when I did it of putting that exactly in the middle, so I'll lower that down a little bit. Right now I'm going to do the underpainting. So what I want to do is to just pop in that line first where I'm going to make the, just going to drop it a little bit below halfway, and then what I want to do is use a darker pastel for the clouds. So I'm using a combination of purples and pinks and using different values in them. The sky I'm going to do a lighter pink. I would ideally do these with hard pastels. In fact, what I should do is get my Contes out, shouldn't I? But I'm using these because it's a box of pinks and purples out of my travel set, and so it's just easier to use those. I'm going to make the area where there's going to be greens quite red in the underpainting. So I'm choosing where that's going to go now. There's going to be a little bit up there. There's going to be a bit of a swipe across there in green, and another one coming down like this. Here it's going to be dark too as an underpainting, but I'm going to use a dark value of purple, and that's going to be for a wheat field I'm going to put in there. That red I'm going to make come slope down like so and run into that. Then I'm going to have some yellow here. They're going to have some lighter purpley colours, purpley pinks. There's this one that's going this way. I'm just going to pop in pinks and purples in there. It's going to extend out like so. And then there's going to be a darker field in here. It's going to have a darker top, so it's again going to get, maybe I'm going to give it something mid like this. And that's just setting up my values and for the underpainting. Now, I'll just take one of the wet wipes and rub it across. I'm doing the darker purple bits. And you can also, you don't just have to go across, you can rub it in whatever direction you want, and it starts to give you a nice feeling for the painting as well, the directional strokes that you're going to use on top. It saves you taking a brush with you if you're just taking your pastels and you're travelling. All you need is a packet of wet wipes, and you can buy them. The other great plus is you could buy them in any supermarket, corner store or whatever, which is great because trying to find art supplies when you're travelling is a nightmare. I can never find, if I run out of something, I can never find it. I was looking for something this trip, a bit of acrylic paste, but I couldn't find it anywhere. When I'm at home I know where to look, but when I'm travelling I don't. And like you can see, I'm just keeping moving that around so I get a cleaner bit so I don't make my lights dark. I don't mind that a bit of them transferring and mixing, but now I'm taking a new clean one for the sky. I'm just going to turn it upside down because it's easier for me to get at it. And this is just quite a light. I think it's too light, so what I'm going to do is add in maybe a pale. That's not pale enough, and that was too pale. Let's get something in the middle. Just searching through my little box here. That's probably something a little bit more the value that I'm after. And now just work over that and work it into the top of the clouds there. And I'm covering the whole paper with it because I don't want any of that white showing through. It's a bit like when I do an acrylic wash as well. Just looking for any patches that I haven't quite covered. And there we go. You can see the suggestion, the basis for the composition I'm going to be doing. And here's another one, slightly different, so I haven't put as much of a value shift in that. So you can see how quick and easy it is to do the underpainting with the alcohol wipes and the set of soft pastels. You can use your soft pastels, your Contes, your hard, whatever you want to do. And any baby wipes will do it. They don't have to be the alcohol ones. This one, in fact, is not an alcohol. It's free from alcohol and colours, so it doesn't need to be an alcohol wipe that we're using. Okay, now we're going to get on and start the painting.